Good morning, I'm Adelina Vasilova, and this is the daily report from our newsroom in Varna. Our first story for today comes from the United States, where scientists from University of Florida have created a new variety of Mexican limes that look like any other lime on the outside, but once cut open will surprise you with their vivid purplish pulp. The genetically engineered citrus fruit contained the same genes isolated from the red grape variety Ruby Seedless and the blood orange variety Moro. These are the same genes that make grape skin red and give blood oranges their characteristic color. The experiment is part of the scientists' effort to cultivate blood oranges in Florida, which when grown there fail to develop their trademark maroon pulp. This happens because Florida winters are not cold enough to stimulate the activation of the plant compounds that turn blood oranges pulp red. Furthermore, the added genes change not only the color of the lime's pulp, but also the stems, leaves, and flowers, which can inspire the further development of new ornamental citrus plants. Our second story for today comes from the UK, where a study conducted by researchers from the University of Cambridge suggests that increasing agricultural yields can drastically reduce the sector's greenhouse gas emissions, which currently account for about 10% of the nation's total greenhouse gas emissions. The idea is that boosting the per hectare yields of farmland will free up area that can be used for reforestation and habitat restoration, creating large carbon sinks that can offset the greenhouse gas emissions created by agriculture. The scientists calculated that increasing the UK's forest cover from 12 to 13%, which is still below the EU's average, and restoring 700,000 hectares of wetlands would be enough to meet the government's goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2050. They looked at different rates of annual yield growth that could meet the nation's food demand and free up enough land to meet these restoration goals, and came up with feasible numbers like 1.3%. Our third and final story for today is about coffee flour, a new ingredient that is gaining popularity among chefs, especially in the United States. Coffee flour is solely made from the dried and then milled fleshy portion of the coffee fruit, which is a byproduct of the coffee bean industry. Surprisingly, the flour does not taste like coffee, but rather has a floral, citrus, and fruit-like notes. It is completely gluten-free, does not contain any additives, and has only half the caffeine content of roasted coffee beans. Moreover, coffee flour has a number of health benefits. It is rich in iron, fiber, antioxidants, protein, and potassium. Unfortunately, coffee flour has yet to hit supermarket shelves, but it has become increasingly available through partner companies that use it in their products. Google employees have a taste of it almost every day, as their company cafeteria uses coffee flour to make breads, cookies, pasta, and waffles. This is all for today, and if you'd like to learn more about any of the stories you heard today, please visit us at eatglobe.com.